Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where we're leading the way in dynamic global education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs, like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone. It's so nice to have you here. This is USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and our show today is the United Kingdom News and Culture, episode 54. And if you're joining us for the first time, we're so happy that you're going to get on the bus with us. I don't do this show alone. There's a panel of experts. Let's welcome my co-host, DIANN FLOYD BOEHM. Hello, DIANN.
Hi, good morning, Dr. Jacalyn. Great to see you.
Great to see you as well. The ladies in red today.
Yeah, how about that? We must be on the same wavelength.
Love is in the air, I suspect.
It's February.
Self-care, whatever it might be. So
right.
Thank you again. Where are you joining us from today?
Virginia, and it snowed today.
Oh, that's lovely. Although I have to say I don't miss the snow, but I'm glad you're happy about it.
Well, I'll be out there just enough to take some beautiful pictures and crunch in the snow.
Maybe you'll get a new idea for another book.
Maybe so. You never know.
You never know. Also joining us from Scotland, it's Simon MacDonald. Welcome, Simon.
Hello, and it's good afternoon from Scotland. And oh, how I envy your snow over there. It is wet, it is windy. We had thunder and lightning through the light. I mean, they were chucking everything at us last night, I think. And today, the rain is just incessant. It would be quite nice to have a little bit of snow. But I like the ladies in red bit. This is the dress rehearsal for Valentine's Day. And I was at first in the green room, I was just sort of thinking, oh dear, have I got my calendar right? And I thought, oh, that could be a trouble. It's not the 14th. So there we are. Not long to go though.
That's for sure. I'm just wondering, how do you both separately, obviously, celebrate Valentine's Day? What are some of the highlights? Is it a big deal for you in your relationship, DIANN?
When I was younger, my husband and I, we'd all go out with friends or do something. But now we just enjoy being home away from everybody. So,
all right. Well, there's some romance in that too.
There is.
Simon, how about you?
I don't know. Valentine's Day here, there's always a big hype in the lead up to it, and and it's just very sad when it comes around. There's not a lot happens. I don't know if the tarnish has gone, come off it, or the shine's come off it, or what. But people, they're particularly just now, they're sort of getting over the rigors of Christmas and New Year, and then we've got Easter coming up as well. And the UK just now is not faring terribly well in the economic world. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I mean, usually I come along here and I'm sort of, being like jovial and so on. I still can as well, I suppose, at the moment. But yes, looking at the chart of the developed world countries, the UK is currently at the bottom of the list. I noticed on Parliament today, they were waxing lyrical from the government saying, how wonderful everything is, and they're doing this, that, and the next, and so on, and everything's growing. But in actual fact, when comes down to the fact of it, we're heading for another recession. So there we are. So we'll need to turn the lights down a bit, I think, probably, and economize somewhere. But it's a bit doom and gloom over here just now as far as the economy goes.
Oh my. I'm sorry to hear that.
Me
And I know
too.
there's people struggling all over the world. We've got a comment from Push Child Foundation Uganda. Thank you for being here. How are you, Dr. Jacalyn, Simon, and Diane? Thanks for the work done. Let's Push Child Foundation Uganda. All right.
Hi, great.
Thank you.
You know, Simon, I remembered in the past, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was
Simon?
just saying that the comments at this Uganda, I mean, it puts the global in USA Global. It really does. And it's lovely to get comments coming in from all corners of the world. And I know there are people from all corners of the world watching here today as well. I've got usual followers coming from Australia and from South Africa and, and all these amazing places as well. So, and France and Italy and Portugal and Spain, and I could go on a long list, but it's a truly global station and program this now as well. It's wonderful.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to share with both of you for the outro video. I actually am having a new one made, so it's not the same as the intro, and we're going to be featuring other places where we are in the world, and one of them is Scotland.
Well, we are here. Well, I am here as well. Where I'm trying to look off the side there. Ian, no.
No, Ian and Helena, they're not here yet. There's an issue with getting the link. So I'm going to spotlight the two of you, and I'm going to go and send them the link and see if we can get them to join us. Okay, so you two have the show for a minute.
If they're late, I hope they've brought a note.
Carry on, you two. I'll be right back.
So Simon, earlier on one of the other shows, you mentioned how people were asking themselves or stating, were we going to pay for gas, or were we going to pay for food? I'm hoping we're not in that spot yet.
Well, I'm not yet.
Good.
Keep battling on. But things are very, very tight. Price rises are just, getting a bit out of hand just now. This morning earlier on, I went to our local supermarket to get some food, and I mean, it's just unbelievable how the prices are escalating. I think inflation figures just now, they're talking about 11% inflation. But if I see that, so many things today went up about 10% and more just since last week. So it is a big, big worry. Fuel prices are, they're all over the place at the moment. One day they're up, the next day they're down. I sort of monitor that with our local gas station, and their price has been sort of stable for the last 2 or 3 days. But before that, it took a dip for 3 days, and then it had gone up just prior to that. So it's back down. So now it's on a platform. I think they're just trying to make their mind up. Will we put it up tomorrow, or will we put it down? Please put it down. I've got a long journey tomorrow. I need a lot of gas for the car.
Yeah, exactly. That's when you wish the cars had the big tanks like they used to have. That would go forever.
And electricity prices are actually getting rather out of hand just now as well. Mm-hmm. And those who have invested heavily in their electric cars are actually finding now it is just about as expensive to top up an electric car as it is to top up a tank of gas. So,
if not more.
And
yes.
The thing is, I mean, the price of gas in America as opposed to what it is here, I mean, you're half the price of what we've got. Lucky you.
Yes.
I don't know.
By the way, the rest of our panel's here, so let us welcome Helena Chard. Hi.
Hey, we're here. We're in.
Good evening, Ian. Good evening, Ellen. It's lovely to see you.
Nice to have you with us.
Good to see everyone. Oh, so, what have we been chatting about?
Doom and gloom with the state of the economy and how the government just now is claiming that everything is all nice and rosy, and they're making lots of money. Where in actual fact, being in the developed world, we're at the bottom of the list at the moment and heading for another recession. So, apart from that, it's been a very happy show so far.
We
And
didn't
I
get
was
to-
just going to share how we're having some of the same issues. I know in the grocery store, a woman and I took up a conversation on eggs. Can you imagine 12 eggs are $5.97? And I'm like, oh my gosh, no. So I really worry about people.
I'm moving to
Yeah.
the States then and get some decent prices.
Oh, that's a decent price. Oh my gosh.
We're treating our chickens like royalty now. We put down velvet cushions so they can lay the eggs on them. They're getting so valuable. Yes.
I thought maybe I should go buy some chickens and lay my own eggs.
Oh, sorry, carry on. We're talking over each other.
Sorry, no, just I was saying that we've all gone back to basics here, and I know lots of people and friends that I know are actually working in cash now. So, they have a certain amount of cash and they just work to their budgets. You have things in different envelopes, maybe of, I don't know, heating or food or whatever it might be, and work to that. I mean, it's something else, isn't it? Really, it really is back to basics. It's the good old days.
Yes, you know what? I just wanted to comment on that. It's interesting. I found this throughout my life that when you really need money, you can't get it, and when you don't need it, it comes. Did you ever find that? It's kind of crazy.
I've not got to that luxurious stage of actually not needing money.
Well, you know what I mean, like to put some food on the table or to keep the lights on. It's like you just have to put good vibes out to the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big struggle for some people.
Over to you. I know you're going to say something as well.
Me?
Yeah. No, Ian.
Ian.
Oh, Ian.
Okay. Now, I was going to say, first of all, that we had a report in today that food prices have gone up 16.7% in the past month.
Oh my gosh.
So now, we're in a situation where everyone is talking about it. It's our Prime Minister's anniversary of 100 days in power at the moment, and he is festooned with different issues that, especially with some of his cabinet ministers and what they have been alleged to have been happening through them. So it is an interesting time in politics. I do a political show as well, and I think Helena on her other channels as well. We get asked all the time, what is going on at the moment? And it's one very simple word. It's a 5-letter word called chaos.
I mean,
sad.
It is. I mean, today as well, it's called Walkout Wednesday. So the teachers are on strike today, but everyone is striking. But and you sort of understand how this has happened because certain people, it's like the NHS teachers, they're burned out. They're up to their eyes in so much work and feel so undervalued and unappreciated. And then there's no extra money, and obviously cost of living and inflation. It's a tricky one. And I think also barristers recently, I mean, not private barristers, but, social barristers were given a 15% pay rise. So then it sort of starts this, well, are we not worth it kind of thing. But it's tricky. And you just think that there has to be some kind of negotiation. Surely everything in life you can negotiate. That's how I feel anyway, no matter how small or big, just to create some kind of harmony. I don't have the answer to it, who will do it, but there has to be, surely. I put myself up. What does everyone else think?
I agree with you.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, if they say something's non-negotiable, I'm prepared to go and negotiate over that particular point in itself. But it's I think we're quite unique today, the three of us Brits on the show, because we must be the only ones in the country just now that aren't on strike. I presume. Well, I'm not. Ian and Helena, but I mean, it is the country is just all out at the moment, from teachers to ambulance drivers to the nurses, barristers have been on the go, the railways, and you name it. They're all sitting in picket lines and sipping coffee and getting very, very wet and very, very cold. So the country is in utter chaos. To expand on Ian's 5-letter word.
No comment, anybody?
We're here though with all the news, and apart from that, I mean, obviously there's a lot going on, so much going on. I think you know what I'm going to start with, and it's something we discussed I think probably in the last show. So to do with King Charles III, and he has spoken to the Archbishop of Canterbury. That's the lovely Justin Welby again. To play mediator really between Prince William and Harry, and to come up with some kind of peace plan. King Charles still would love his darling boy, Harold, to be at his special day, the coronation. And obviously, I think William is really concerned that Harry's going to be an opportunist and use this as his day to create chaos. So there's a lot going on, and I do think it's a clever move to use Justin Welby. I mean, he's so well known. I mean, actually, Justin Welby in his own right is a businessman. He has a very good background. He leads with the heart. He's very sensible. He knows the royal family very well, and he's out for everyone. He wants the best for everyone. So really is the best person to negotiate, if that can happen, because I did hear that he has been speaking with them last year as well, but that didn't come to much good. But from my point of view, you know, a coronation, it's far more than a wedding. It's a huge celebration where everyone comes together, and this is like constitutional law. This is huge. It's a special day for King Charles, and obviously nobody wants anything to cause any problem on that day. And you know, we all get together. The nation gets together. It's a joyous time, and you know, we all want a positive feel for the day, for the few days. I mean, even if you're not a royalist, you know, we've got those few days off, and it's a lovely time. I don't know what everyone thinks.
Absolutely. I mean, this is, you know, I was going to say it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Well, for many people it is, because, I mean, their last coronation was in 1953, so that's quite a long time ago. And here we are. We've got another one coming up. So, yeah, party on, people. They're going to have an absolute ball with this one. And, you know, for Harry to be invited over, I think, you know, strategically, it's actually... you know, it is quite a sensible thing to do, rather than complete rebuff and so on, because then there can be a lot of people thinking, you know, that's not a very nice thing to do to, you know, to family. Blood's thicker than water, and all this. So yeah, I can see the reasoning and the point behind inviting Harry to it. Will he turn? Will he turn up? Will he be there? Let's see.
Do we know if an invitation's been extended?
There's still negotiations going on. It's so hard because obviously everyone has to play ball, and I think the bigger picture is, you know, remember what the day's all about. But I get it. I get King Charles is going to want Harry there and Meghan, and in the ideal sort of fairy tale world, we all would love that. But my honest feeling in my heart, it's too soon. It's too soon to make proper amends. There'd have to be NDAs signed and things like that, because I can just see how, I mean, I can go on and on. I can just see how things could pan out. But hey, let's just, you know, in living hope, Justin Welby may negotiate a wonderful peace plan, and it's maybe the beginning of happily ever after. And I really hope so. I really hope so.
It's an interesting thought. What does a royal NDA look like? You know, it has this sort of image of an old-fashioned seal with wax, you know, and a scroll. It's got, you know, perhaps they're going to create, you know, a new series of royal laws amongst themselves as well about a yellow card and a red card, as we have in soccer in Britain. One strike and you get a yellow card, 2 strikes and you're out again for 6 months. Who knows? I mean, it's one of these areas that I think the British people are very divided on whether Harry and Meghan should come back. I think that's the truth. And I think, the reality at the moment is that Helena is quite correct. Right now, this year, May is going to become one of the biggest months for really tourism, hospitality in UK. And it'll be interesting to see what is going to be allowed and to happen with it as well, because one of the big problems at the moment, we have the British Chamber of Commerce and several other leading business organisations in Britain saying that they need much more support in the first place. And you see, so something like there was a spike during the Queen's celebration last year. There was a spike in business activity that really helped to move the economy forward again. And I think right now we want to see as many Americans coming across with their yeehaw hats, their Stetsons, and spending the magnificent greenbuck, back in our home country.
That would be lovely.
And when you come, bring a friend. Or 6.
Absolutely. Or remember to sign up for ringing the bells. Maybe you'll be lucky.
Yeah, well,
can y'all restate how somebody could do that?
There we go. I mean, we have a bell ringing session on the show. Have a lovely little antique silver bell through there. Yes, I will ring that one.
Yeah, there is an application service, isn't it?
Oh, look.
Ow!
We're celebrating already.
There's going to be a creaking of the door. Somebody say, "You rang, my lord."
Well, normally when I do this, the butler comes in, but it's his day off today.
I noticed there's a tag on that. Was that a gift?
Just for room service.
Yeah. Did you know, I was reading talking about the coronation, and one of the most important parts of the coronation is the anointing, and with the holy oil. And the late Queen, all those years ago, when she was anointed, and I think it's you're closest to God during that time, and during the ceremony, you're hidden in almost like a canopy, which is part of the royal collection, but it's a very hidden secret. So I can well imagine, because your palms are crossed with oil, your chest and your head, and it's a very private moment. But this year, I think the new thing is that King Charles will be anointed, but it won't be so hidden. I think it's sort of a bit sad, because I think if a secret's a secret, then it should stay a secret in a way, not be seen. But yeah, so they're thinking now of still using the canopy from the royal collection, but it will have something that's see-through, which will make it also a lot lighter. So I have a feeling that they're probably children or members of the choir, young kids, children will probably carry it in. And then we'll see the whole procession. I mean, I love historical moments, so I think that will be quite fun to watch.
Yes, I've always wondered, what sort of oil do they use? I mean, sure, they can't just nip down to Walmart and buy some sunflower oil or olive oil or whatever. There's got to be something special about this oil. Nobody has actually said what kind of oil it is. Any clues? Any ideas? Anybody?
I just wanted to. Do you have Walmart there?
We have a Walmart.
No, I didn't. Okay.
Well, I was just thinking, for America's sake, you're probably our biggest audience, so I had to come up with a local store.
I thought there was in the past, didn't they use water from the Sea of Galilee or something as well as part of that, or did I dream that one up? Because obviously it was very close to the Christian religion. You know, with any of these oils, it's an anointment, isn't it? So obviously it comes from the Church of England, I would imagine, at the same time, whatever they use. But I don't know what makes me think, but I have that something in the back of my head that they've used something from the Sea of Galilee in the past to actually create a connection closer to religion and God at the same time. But I could be totally wrong.
I can't think of any oil slicks on the Sea of Galilee. You know, I mean, I think you'd have Greenpeace and all the activists coming
Maybe
down.
they mix it up.
I don't think it's an oil. As I say, I don't think it is an oil. I think it's an anointment. So, which is really, you know, it's a liquid of.
Try to look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
I just want to share what Helena said. It is, you know, a spiritual moment, and because of that, it just seems it should be a little private. I know it's nothing compared to what we're talking about, but in the Catholic religion, I remember confirmation, and when the bishop anointed us with oil, and it was so special, and you prepared and prepared and prepared for it, and didn't mean you were automatically going to be confirmed. But if you were chosen to be confirmed, then the bishop blesses you, and you are accepting not only the baptism you received when you were born, but to continue on and be a soldier for Christ. And so that was a huge mark in my life that I took extremely seriously. So I just think this anointing of oil I'm going to be, or water, whichever, but the anointing ceremony is going to be so private. And what King Charles III must be thinking, I just think it's a magical moment of transformation. What do y'all think?
Yeah, I feel as well that, you know, that there are parts of the ceremony that should have that sort of mystique about them. And I think the anointing part, I mean, traditionally has been done in this, you know, makeshift tent, if you like, or gazebo. And I think that should continue. Rather than just having it all totally public, you know, you can go overboard on something like that. I really do feel that that should be a very special, because it is probably the most significant part of the coronation, apart from actually having this, you know, excessively heavy piece of jewelry planted on your head, and hopes that it doesn't fall off, because it looks exceedingly top heavy to me. But that the anointing, yeah, I do feel that should be, you know, veiled, and just have that, you know, bit of spiritual, you know, spiritualness about it, that is a very private and personal thing.
Can anyone share anything about the heavy jewels? What jewels are they?
Very expensive jewels. Very expensive. You can settle debt for that lot.
The main jewel is the Koh-i-Noor diamond, and that obviously Koh-i-Noor diamond from India, and that's always been a moment of contention with the Indian government, because apparently how the Koh-i-Noor diamond came to Britain, I can't actually remember, but it obviously came during the Raj, and I think so it's always been a bone of contention with the Indians that they wanted the Koh-i-Noor diamond, which I think is the largest diamond in the world, to be sent back. And there was talk at one time that even Charles was thinking about removing the Koh-i-Noor diamond from the crown.
Wow, that's huge, right?
Yeah, it's a big lump of rock, a seriously big lump of rock, that one it is, and quite the most incredible looking stone. But apparently, I mean, it's not as pure as you know, as sort of mythology would suggest, but it is a very, very impressive stone. I'm not sure of the full history of the exact dates of the Koh-i-Noor diamond being brought to the UK, but Ian, as you say, it's around about the time of the Raj, and Lord Robert Clive, who was the Viceroy of India, who also happens to be a great you count this great grandfather of mine. So might have had something, a hand in the skullduggery that brought it across. But I think there's been feelings of sort of connotation of the suppression of India that was in that day, and links to slave trade and all the rest of it. So it's maybe not the most politically correct stone to have in the crown, and it is really the most significant stone of all.
Wow.
So apparently the crown is St Edward's crown, and it's obviously solid gold. It's got 444 gemstones, and it weighs 5 pounds, I believe. So pretty heavy. Can you imagine having that on your head for a while? That's quite something.
I think I want to switch lifting 5-pound weights for 5-pound crowns.
Helena, didn't you tell us a story once that Queen Elizabeth had to practice wearing it before the coronation, or am I?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, I think Ian has said that, but yes, she did, and she used to bathe her children in the bath and everything, wearing her crown. She used to tell them stories in bed, as well, wearing her crown. So she practiced a lot prior. But I mean, you have to really build your muscles up to wear something that heavy on your head. Give you whiplash, huh?
Especially, and I can't imagine wearing heels with it either, because it's hard enough to walk flat with something like that, I would think, on your head.
Yeah, I mean,
you're
careful going through a door.
Of the gown as well at the same time, that was really sort of happening as well. The full weight of both the crown and the gowns and the ceremonial dress that King Charles will be wearing is quite impressive, to say the least. And there was that story at the time that when Queen Elizabeth was being made queen, she told her ladies in waiting that she may need a push from them to get her going because of the weight of everything at the same time. She said, give me a push, if I look like I'm sort of needing a push, just to get me sort of started going back down the aisle again. So it is, it's one of the biggest ceremonial occasions. And I think, the reality at the moment is that what's happening right now will be such an incredible thing as well. I think Helen and I, we've both been booked on our own sort of doing the actual day itself as well. And it goes on. I think Helena may know better than me, but I've got a feeling it's 4 hours this time. Compared to the funeral was 6 hours 40 that we had to be on set, and I've got a feeling this one is 4.5 hours that will be on set, doing live from London to the world.
How exciting! I just want to know, do these gowns and what King Charles is going through, does it come with a built-in air conditioner? Because I would be dripping with sweat.
That's a very American way of thinking. If he don't have AC in this country, only in some very upmarket cars. Air conditioning is very simple in Britain. We just open a window.
There's no air conditioning really anywhere. I mean, that's such a general statement.
It's freezing here at the moment, and it's probably even colder, no doubt, in Scotland. But it is absolutely freezing, and bless her heart, Helena came over to get my central heating going the other day as well. And she's got a much more practical brain than myself, and at least but it is, right now, I think, the weather seems to go complementary to what the financial conditions of this country are at the moment. We're in deep freeze.
That's horrible. I'm so sorry.
Helena, I love to hear you have all of these other incredible skills as well. So you're doing HVAC work.
I have to say I'm quite practical, and I'm very thankful, because Ian, I mean, I don't know what to say. I have never ever known anything so unbelievable. It's absolutely. I mean, I don't need to say anymore.
You have us all thinking, what is she not saying?
Yeah, just yeah, it's the most impractical person.
I mean, when I first came here, I needed an extra clothes rail, and this thing came in about 12 rods, screws, the whole thing. And could I make head or tail of this? No, I couldn't. Within about 5 minutes, Helena just put the whole thing together. She's got one of these. She's got one of the. But perhaps, well, I'm challenged about most things, but these days. But as I say, but this afternoon, thank goodness, the at least the central heating is working. So which is why I'm able to move around and not absolutely frozen stiff. Right now as well. But I think, it is, and such is life. I'm off to warmer climes on Saturday, so I'm off to Beirut on Saturday, and there was this wonderful message from Daisy Gideon, who you've had on the show, and will probably be coming on more shows. And first of all, she said it's going to be an interesting few days. She said we're expecting riots. So I thought, well, that's a good start to the situation. Then she was asking me, could you get travel insurance for yourself? And so I look up travel insurance. There's because it's flagged up by the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, our overseas office in Britain, it's flagged up as a red flag. Nobody will insure us.
Oh, dear.
So I was going to say, please think of me. I'm even I'm even thinking of writing a will just in case.
Oh no! How long will you be gone, Ian?
It's only a few days this time. So and I'm meeting some Americans, and basically, not that I want to use this show as a quick message, but I will be contacting DIANN and yourself whilst I'm over there to talk about other issues as well. So so if you hear me and there's gun shooting in the background, you know where I am.
Oh my gosh!
Well, hopefully it'll be in the distance, not in the city.
Do you know that it's supposed to be beautiful there? So you must go on a tour to see there's lovely cedar trees. I think, is it cedar trees? Beautiful when you're That's definitely worth a visit.
I'm really looking forward to it. Don't get me wrong. It's I make light of sort of some of the things that happen, but I think the reality was that the thing I discovered, it's strange, some of the things that you discover in life, and I discovered that there's a Lebanese travel guide. Now, with a country that's got a reputation at the moment for being a hotbed of problems, to suddenly find the good travel guide to Lebanon, and it's a monthly magazine as well. So I think, the thing that I feel is that people don't cause problems. Governments cause problems. People don't cause problems. And I think, it's very similar to another situation that I'm helping with the Albanians at the moment, with Helena, doing really supporting Albanians in Britain because of really they've been much maligned at the moment. I think I'm going to find exactly like I found in other countries that the people themselves are wonderful. They're like Americans. They're very welcoming.
The Lebanese people are welcoming, and there's so many beautiful spots.
They've got one of the finest wines in the world there as well, Chateau Moussard. It is absolutely sensational. It's one of the nicest wines I've ever drunk. Beautiful, a rich redness to it. Wonderful flavors and a nice aftertaste as well. You can bring me back a bottle of that, and I might remember your smoked salmon.
Oh, here we go.
And the food's incredible, and they'll tell you that they're the ones who created tabbouleh. So make sure you eat lots of their tabbouleh. It's fabulous.
Well, we have to close out, unfortunately. So I would just like to go around and have us share a message for our audience. And let me bring Helena back. Here she is. All right, let's start with Simon, who I know has a quote for today.
Oh, well, my quote for the day, that's a good Scots way of saying it. My quote for today is basically, those who enjoy the present will have a wonderful past in the future.
Wow.
I love that.
I love that too. All right, I'm going to go over to DIANN only because they were here a little early and they might have something already prepared. DIANN.
I don't have anything prepared, but listening to everyone, it reminds me of last week, keeping joy in your heart. So it might be cold outside wherever you are. I know it is here, but not compared to the UK. But just remember, keep joy in your heart and embrace imagination.
Thank you, DIANN. All right, Helena.
So we've got the Eurovision Song Contest coming up that's going to be hosted in Liverpool soon. And so it's all very exciting. And John Lydon, he's a very well-known performer. I hope you know of him. He's actually bidding for Eurovision Glory at the moment. And there's been a great interview with him recently because the song that he is going to be singing, he's not been chosen to perform yet, but it goes through a certain elimination period, is raising awareness for Alzheimer's. It took him 4 years to write, and he's done it to his wife that he acts as a carer now for, has Alzheimer's. So it's fabulous, and I think everyone should vote for him to be part of the Eurovision and sing on our behalf. And I think really what I want to say is love conquers all, and we all, no matter what, need to find things in common and things that we can share together.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Helena. And Ian, how about you?
One piece of very interesting news, which I think will interest both all of you in reality, and unfortunately, I don't think Helena had enough time to sort of say it today, but Princess Kate is now starting a lifelong ambition for her future as well, devoting the upbringing of children. And so I think it's something which is a good news story at the very, very end. As I say, I will be calling upon everyone here present. It sounds like I'm getting married. From Beirut next week, and I might even try and join you from Beirut. So who knows? But I think the reality at the moment is we have to remain strong. We have to remain really deciding on our future now. We are Great Britain, and we want to put the greats back in Great Britain. And Americans, please come across in May especially, and you will see one of the most incredible British traditions of royal family, hopefully unity, that you'll ever see.
Thank you, Ian. Sounds like a phenomenal opportunity for people to go over there and maybe get a chance to meet with you too. That would be very exciting.
We will alert the media.
Yes, for sure. And I just want to close out just with some thanks to everyone, and thank you for the panel for being here. Again, thank you for your friendship, for your mentorship. It really means the world. I know we have some exciting projects that are coming. And I just wanted to also acknowledge where we have the most data about who's watching, where they're watching, is our YouTube channel, USA Global TV and Radio. And I happened to pull it up today. The top geographies for the last 28 days. Number 1 is India. 59% of the audience is in India. Number 2, Russia, 16%. Number 3, Turkey at 5%. United States, 3%. And Ukraine, 2%.
Wow.
So it's completely switched. It used to be USA, UK, and on. And now I don't know what's going on. And then the last thing is the percentage of males watching is 81%. Females is 19%.
Whoa, interesting data.
Very
Where-
interesting.
Where are all the ladies?
Nobody in Scotland watching.
You better change that.
Yeah.
I think as well, when you're looking at figures, obviously that's just YouTube and that's just one channel. And the reality is with all the different channels that are being seen and being put out to now as well, you know, I think, you know, the types of shows that USA Global TV are doing now are so necessary. And I think we're getting a growing audience. And well done you as well, you know, for the amount of figures on a monthly basis. So you could be looking at 600,000 or 700,000 viewers a year now, you know, just on your, you know, on your YouTube alone. So it is a magnificent, growing, good news story in your own right.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And I also wanted to share that the majority of the audience previously, I'm going to say the beginning of last year, the middle of last year, was between 45 and older. And now we've got 60% of our audience is 18 to 34.
Wow.
That's amazing. Wow. Amazing. So keep up the great work, everyone. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
It's our youthful good looks that does it.
It's talking about salmon.
Yes, salmon and wine. So we're going to sign off for now. Our next show is coming up. It's called I'm Spiritual, But with Ann Scotland and also Dr. Roger Leslie. So Ian, have a very safe trip. Look forward to staying in touch with you. And Helena, Simon, and Diane, thank you again for everything. And I'll speak with you soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Hi, this is Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, the President, Founder, and Chief Listening Officer here at our network at USA Global TV and Radio. Thank you so much for your loyalty. Thank you so much to all of our guests, to our team members, to our sponsors, and to all of our elevated listeners. Here at USA Global TV and Radio, we provide world-class education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. We celebrate all of our team members, all of our guests, and all of our sponsors from around the world who come and lead their lives with their hearts to help other people walk into their greatness. If you'd like to be a guest on any of our shows, please go over to our website, usaglobaltv.com, and book your session. Please contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com and subscribe to our channel.